Welcome to Rick's Cooking 2. Tonight we're going to make chicken spaghetti, and here are our ingredients. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is cook our chicken. I've already preheated the skillet. I've got olive oil in it. As you can hear, nice little sizzle. Alright, all the chicken's in. We're going to season it with Montreal chicken seasoning. Give it a liberal amount. Cover each piece very well. A little bit of seasoned salt. A little bit of black pepper. And just a hint of Grill Make's chili garlic tri-tip seasoning. Just a little extra garlicky taste to it. Alright, we'll go ahead and get that cooked up, and when it's done we'll come back. So we used 7 chicken tenders. I'm going to go ahead and cut them up now and get them ready to put in the mixture. Okay, so the chicken's almost completely cut up. Once I'm done with this, we'll go ahead and saute the onions in the same pan that we fried the chicken in, so it'll have some of that great chicken flavor in the onions. So we're looking at about a half of a medium-sized onion. It's really according to your taste what you'd like to have as far as onion in it, but that's what I'm using today, about a half of a medium-sized onion, and it's chopped up kind of small. So I think that's good on the onion, and we'll go ahead and get that sauteed up, and then we'll add a little bit of garlic to it, and then we'll start putting the dish together. Okay, so the onions are almost done. So we're going to go ahead and add about a teaspoon of garlic. This is minced garlic and olive oil. You don't want to overcook the garlic because it has a tendency to get bitter. So you just want to cook it until it's nice and aromatic. And then we will add the other ingredients and we'll get this dish ready to go in the oven. Okay, so we're going to cook our spaghetti noodles in chicken broth. That adds some extra flavor to the pasta itself. We of course want to cook it al dente, so it's just like you would cook any other spaghetti dish. Just leave it a little bit undone so that when you put it in the oven, it can finish to cook and it won't overcook and get mushy. Okay, so we're going to add our pasta now to the chicken broth, and I break it in thirds to make it easier to eat. Smaller pieces. I'm going to use about 2/3 of a pound of pasta. And that should do it. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add the chicken back into the same pan we fried it in, along with the onions and garlic, which have been sauteed and are done. And then we're going to add our other ingredients to the mix. We're using 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. So we'll put 2 cans in. This helps to add a lot of the chicken flavor to the dish, along with the chicken that you've seasoned and cooked. And of course we're going to use some chicken broth as needed to thin our mixture down. Now, if you don't have cream of chicken soup, you can use cream of mushroom soup if you prefer that. All right. So there's the 2 cans of cream of chicken, and then we're going to add 1 can of Rotel that's been drained, and we'll stir that together. And because you're not adding any additional water to this mixture, that's why you're going to use some of the broth from the noodles, like I said, to help thin it out. Okay, so for a little added flavor, I've got 4 strips of bacon here that I've cooked a little extra crispy, and we've broken it up. We're going to add that to the mixture. Bacon makes everything better, so that'll add just a little extra flavor to our dish. And we'll stir that in. And then we're ready to add the noodles. They are done. In case you hadn't noticed, we're cooking this in a cast iron skillet. So except for the pot that you need to boil the noodles in, it makes it a 1-dish meal. We're also adding to the dish some sharp cheddar cheese. We'll put about half of the 2-cup package into the mix, and the other half we'll save for topping. And then we're going to add equal amount of Colby Jack cheese to the mix, and then we'll save the balance of it for the topping as well. So this is really a cheesy, chickeny dish that I'm sure you're going to love. So give me a second to get this mixed in, and then we'll add the noodles. And the nice thing about doing it in the cast iron is that once you've added the noodles, then the cast iron can go into the oven. The oven needs to be on 350. We're going to bake it for about 30 minutes. So I've got the oven preheating now. Now you can do this dish however you'd like. You can add green peppers to it, or red peppers, or you know, it's just a lot of different ways you could do it. You could add mushrooms to it if you'd like a little twist with some mushrooms. Folks in my family don't care for mushrooms very much. That's why we kind of shy away from them. But they do add a lot of flavor to the dish. So we've got it mixed now. We're going to go ahead and fish the spaghetti noodles out of the chicken broth and add it to this mixture. And then we'll mix it through really good. And then we'll be ready to pop it in the oven. It takes about 30 minutes in the oven. And we'll have a delicious dish when it is done. And by adding the chicken broth or cooking the spaghetti noodles in the chicken broth, that adds extra flavor into the dish right there. So that's kind of one of the secrets of this dish, is you want a lot of chicken flavor in it. And so we've added it multiple ways. And you want to make sure you've got it mixed up real good so that every piece of the pasta gets some of that delicious sauce on it. Okay, so a correction, the oven needs to preheat to 400 degrees. It's going to bake 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. I'm adding the seasoning now to the dish. This is just regular Italian seasoning. You'll want about a teaspoonful or so on the dish. And again, it's a kind of a season to taste sort of a thing. So once you get it seasoned up, you're going to stir it up and then give it a little taste. Make sure it's to your liking. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder, not very much, because remember we've already added the garlic to it, so we don't want it to be overpowering. And then a little bit of onion powder, and the same reasoning, we're not going to add a lot because we've got onion in the mix, so just a little bit of onion powder. And then we're going to add a little bit of parsley flakes. The parsley flakes are more for color in the dish, so you can go light or heavy on those, whatever your preference is, but it's just to add a little extra color to the dish. And we'll go ahead and get that all stirred in. And remember, we've saved back a half of the bag of the sharp cheddar cheese and a half of the bag of the Colby Jack, and we'll use that to top this dish and finish it off in its baking process. So let me give this a little bit of a taste just to see where we're at with it. If I got enough seasoning in it. It is good. It is good. All right. So as soon as the oven hits 400, we'll be able to put this in the oven, and we'll bring back the finished dish for you. Okay, so while we're waiting for the oven to heat up to 400, it thickened up a little bit. So I'm going to add the little bit of our chicken broth that's left, because again, we don't want it to be too thick, because we don't want it to be pasty when it comes out of the oven. So we'll mix this through, and then we're going to top it with the balance of the cheese, and we'll put it in the oven, and in about 30 minutes we should have a hot, bubbly, delicious dish to enjoy. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes. We'll take a look and see. Oh yeah, that looks real good. Nice and bubbly. So we'll put a little on a plate here and give it a try. Now, that's delicious. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and enjoy this wonderful dish. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.